So we've had a ton of hype from Ragnarok lately. We're going to talk about next month's chapters, chapter 104 for the main series and chapter 13 for Apocalypse of the Gods, the prequel. Before that though, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss an upload, and drop a like on the video so you stay on this side of the Ragnarok algorithm and get recommended to the channel more often. We also had some new members join the ranks, so thanks to you guys. Appreciate all the support as always. The first thing I wanted to talk about was actually this popularity poll that was posted in the magazine alongside the chapters this month, because I just thought it was pretty interesting, the placements of some of these characters. So we got like a top 24 of the most popular characters ranked. It starts off with Hermes at 24, Shiva 23, then number 22 is actually Rasputin, despite the fact that we've never got a reveal of this character at all. So people already like a character more than some of the other characters in the series that has literally not one line of dialogue or appearance. That's just funny to me. Then we get into the next line, and I thought that Adam's placement here at 19 was really surprising because it seems like there's a ton of Adam fans, so that far down was a little shocking to see. Maybe the Japanese fans don't like him as much as the American audience because he's below characters like Simo, who hasn't had much, Hercules, Okita, a ton as you see, but I do think that like the top 10 is pretty accurate. At least like in line with like my beliefs. Not necessarily in this order, but this is a lot of the characters I like the most. So number 9 was Jack the Ripper, followed by Poseidon at number 8, Tesla at number 7. We move over to Hades at number 6, followed by Apollo, who's actually my favorite character, at number 5. Thor, number 4. Kentoki though is a weird one, as he doesn't have much. He's just kind of Buddha's sidekick, and people love Kentoki for whatever reason, I guess. But then Buddha and Shin at number 1 and 2, which makes a lot of sense. They seem to me to have like the biggest fan bases, and I have a poster of Buddha. You guys have probably seen some of my videos. Shin, Buddha, Apollo, they're my 3 favorites. But yeah, man, what do you make of this popularity poll? Kentoki, Adam, Rasputin, all with some wild placements on this list. But enough of that, we'll get into the chapters now, starting things off with the Apocalypse of the Gods. Now with the Apocalypse of the Gods, what we have brewing is Suzaku versus Indra. The actual fight should begin next chapter. And the thing that's super unique about this fight is that this is the first time in the spinoff that we're going to be getting a new environment. So it's not necessarily a custom arena like we're akin to seeing in the main series, but they moved the battlefield to the hallways of the arena. So we're going to get to see what that looks like. Obviously, we kind of got a glimpse of that with Indra versus Suzaku's subordinates, but I wonder if that gets expanded a little bit more. Is there going to be some cool elements from the stage that elevate this fight even further? We do have a big question that needs to be answered though in regards to that. Why would Suzaku forego the victory? He had the victory right in his hands. His boys successfully stalled out Indra long enough for Suzaku to get the victory by default. He was in the arena, Yara was ready to announce it, yet he stopped her, took a camera to the exact location where Indra was, and basically said he needs to fight him. Some people in the comment section have been saying that they think that potentially Suzaku did not know about the plan from his other subordinates. I didn't really think about that during the breakdown because I just thought that the assumption was he's of course the leader and that they would be formulating a plan together for whatever their long-term goal is that's hinted at, especially when we got the epithet that he's the unfair. But I suppose it is possible, and maybe unfair has some kind of different connotation than we're assuming. Maybe unfair is an epithet because his ability is unfair and maybe he's not actually a dirty fighter. We'll have to see, but there should be a reason provided to us next chapter. I'm also curious to see if they do apply some kind of stamina factor to Indra, potentially saying that he exerted some stamina in this fight, which could potentially be a cause for a loss for him or a plot point within the battle. It's very possible that they just completely ignored this fight and they act as if, he didn't exert himself at all. With the way things turned out, the possibilities are really endless at this point. And Suzaku didn't waver at all, even after seeing that Indra walked through all his men. So he must be considerably stronger than all 3 of them put together. What do you guys think though? Do you think that Suzaku simply didn't know about the plot, or do you think that there was something else that led to him deciding to actually take the fight? Moving on to the main series, we unfortunately don't have an official preview this month like we normally do. No official preview for Apocalypse of the Gods either, which is super rare, super weird. I don't even recall there being a time where we didn't get a preview for either, but that is the case. So potentially something is being concealed that they don't want us to know about in this next chapter. That could mean that it's going to be extremely hype. Obviously, we've had 2 kind of backstory chapters, one for Loki, one for Simo, in consecutive months. So I assume we're back to full-scale action, full-scale battle between Simo and Loki. Next chapter, Loki has just got the positioning advantage on Simo. He successfully had Simo shoot a clone of himself. Simo is unsuspecting of Loki, doesn't know where he is at the current moment, at least that's our assumption. Simo was still looking at the clone corpse of Loki, while the real Loki had already flanked him, took the appearance of a rabbit and ended up behind him. So we may actually get the first showing of some kind of close quarters combat from Simo here. I'm gonna be very interested to see how he reacts to Loki right up in front of him. Is he gonna be able to still get a shot off that close? Like, what's his strategy gonna be? That's my most anticipated moment for this chapter. I do think that Simo does take some damage here though from Loki. I don't think that Loki necessarily kills him, because I 100% believe that we will at some point get Simo shoot something that's actually seriously life-ending or life-altering to a large extent, whether that be his heart. Some people said skin, some people said brain. I 100% believe that Simo still will have at least one more attack, and we're gonna have some more action for the next couple of months. But I do think that this fight probably will be on the shorter side, just because there's a limited amount of stuff you can do without getting repetitive. For Simo's character specifically, like, he can only shoot so many times, and the cat and mouse game could get repetitive. So we might be in for a really climactic end much sooner than a lot of people thought. In regards to Loki and his relationship with Hilda, there's been a lot of people, I'm sure, that have come over from the TikTok, because I've been posting a lot about that story on my page. And I've seen a lot of cool comments in those videos where people believe, and I mentioned this in my spoiler video earlier last month, that it might be a scenario where Loki does die, and that's the first time Hilda actually smiles at him, and maybe that's the last thing he sees as he fades away is Hilda's smile, and it's going to be like a maniacal smile. That would be some crazy writing. I do think that I am still of the position that Loki should probably win this fight. Loki provides more value to the series going forward. He has a ton of open plot lines and connections. Obviously the storyline with Hilda speaks for itself, but also, like, there could be an encounter with Siegfried down the line, could be an encounter with Buddha that's already built up. Okita has some animosity with him, and of course his ties to Odin directly. Odin and Thor, we haven't really got to see a ton of their relationship in great detail. So I do think that Loki will have to survive this by hook or by crook. Some people believe that Loki might fake his death here to give humanity a win, give Hilda what she wants, and still stay alive somehow. That would also be super intriguing if the authors go down that road. I don't know how they would be able to make that happen, because when the fighters die, you know, obviously they crystallize, and like, we're probably going to see that this Loki clone isn't going to crystallize. So if Loki can truly pull one over on all the gods in Valhalla, you know, that'd be a feat in and of itself. This is a really exciting time for Record of Ragnarok in totality for both series. Short little video, I wanted to give you guys a little update. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.